This is SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports show. Coming to you from Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
All right, good evening. Thanks for stopping by the Sportsbook at L'Auberge and checking out SoundOff. We're glad to have you with us here. Great interaction on tap for your television viewing pleasure. Guidry, Hobbs, and Cerro for the next 30 minutes right here on CBS Lake Charles. All right, this is what we like to do. Sometimes we like to look back, and we're going to look back, and we're going to see how it affects the present. Okay. And then what we really like to do is kind of be smart asses and get our crystal ball out and see what's going to happen in the future, right?
Sometimes we get it right.
Sometimes. I'm always right.
Whatever.
I'm always
whatever.
Right.
You hear information from me. Okay. Whatever.
Big events, of course. We'll see how it affects all this coaching changes, how it affects the New Orleans Saints, the Dallas Cowboys, other NFL teams seeking coaches and the like. The NFL GOAT, of course, is Bill Belichick, where he's gonna land in the next week or so. We'll see. LSU Tigers, we're going to get into their coaching staff situation.
Yeah.
We got some holes to fill. I'm going to throw out an interesting name with you guys, and of course, McNeese basketball. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. All right, let's start with this, guys. It's probably one of the more impressive lists of available professional coaching candidates that I've seen. I'm going to say 10, 15 years. Obviously, start with the GOAT. Well, Bill Belichick out there.
That's available.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
All right, remember, fired by Seattle. He's got a Super Bowl. Should have two, right?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel, very well respected. Tennessee Titans. He got canned.
Yeah.
He's out there. National champion in college football.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
He went to a Super Bowl. He's available.
Yeah.
Throw out this hot shot for the Detroit Lions. Everybody's waiting for the Lions.
Man, he's my new guy. He's my new guy.
Ben
Is
Johnson,
he cool or
OC.
what? I could listen to that guy talk
I'm with
forever.
you, Scooter. I'm with you on that.
He's dialed up some interest. He's dialed up some schemes. I'm talking. He's a young fella. Ben Johnson.
How serious do you think the situation with Harbaugh? How serious do you think that is?
Of him leaving?
Yeah.
I think he's gone.
Well,
I'm saying that
the
too,
fact that he's interviewing, but I'll just throw this out there. Why would anybody want the Chargers job? You don't really have a city.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Why would anybody want the Chargers job?
Primarily because of Justin Herbert, and they got some talent on defense. But they don't. What do you mean they don't have a city?
I mean, they don't have any fans.
Yeah,
start winning, they will.
I see what Scooter's
The
saying.
Rams are one up on them. I got you. Maybe they move back to San Diego. You and I are old
They're
school.
gonna
Go back to San Diego.
They're going to be the Clippers in the NBA.
You know, I don't know.
Clippers.
I think Harbaugh will look at it clearly. I think Pete Carroll may get Pete Carroll back in Los Angeles where he was a USC.
But didn't Michigan just give him a new contract? They
I
put
think
that
they gave
out
him
there.
an extension, but he had to take a pay cut. I think he's gone. He did what he was supposed to do in Michigan. He returned them to glory. He brought them a national championship.
When they won it last week, I thought he would probably stay. But just the fact that it's confirmed he is interviewing, he's gone.
Yeah.
With all those names out there, any possibility
I know where you're going.
that Mickey Loomis will get tempted to replace Dennis Allen. Anybody. Even if it's Mike Vrabel, who's a defensive guy.
I guess I'm not, other than the obvious, I'm not that blown away by the availables out there.
You know what?
But, I mean, are you getting the sinking feeling?
Belichick, Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel.
Let me say this. But if you're a coach, don't you look at what's there before you make that decision? When I say their players, don't you look at if you want to make a decision to where you're going to go? Don't you look at what's there when you say players?
The Saints.
What's going to draw me to the Saints?
They have no.
What's going to make me say that's where I want to be? There is none.
If the Saints, number one, if the Saints were going to fire Dennis Allen, I think
it would have been done.
It would have been done.
I'm with you. It should have been done.
Yeah.
Taking that into consideration, they don't get in a hurry in the NFL like. As soon as a college coach is gone, oh shit, recruiting.
Yeah.
We've got to hire somebody by tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's not that way in the NFL, but I do think something would have happened.
I think so too.
I'm with you on
Plus
that.
the fact the Saints are just not real attractive because they have no draft capital, and they're always 80 to 90 million over the cap. So they've got
they
issues.
always get around.
They do that,
so
but it does cost them in the end. So now the attention turns to Jerry Jones later in the week and the Dallas Cowboys still reeling over this annihilation by the Green Bay Packers. I mean, Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy had to have sat down. You saw him after the game.
Look,
he said he was floored.
Look,
I know, Jerry.
Yeah,
I'm
never incomprehensible.
I'm gonna tell you this, Rick.
He's got to be thinking about a move.
Remember we used to have that little ringer bell?
Yes, the bell.
We need it back.
Dingy, dingy.
Look,
When you ask something, it'd be like Jeopardy. Whoever hits first gets the answer. That's the only way I can get a word in.
Oh, Scooter, I'll let you go.
That's the only way I can get a word in.
He's wasted all of his time complaining about it. Are you going to make a point?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scooter. Go ahead. I'm going to let you have it.
Will
Go ahead.
Jerry have a cooler head and say, does that one game take away from
It's just
the
not
regular
one
season?
It's just not one game.
Look.
3 out of 4 years, McCarthy has exited the playoffs in the first round.
I get what Scooter is saying. Scooter makes a good point. Do you really do that based on that? This is what tells me that McCarthy cannot survive this. Did you guys see Jerry Jones in his suite?
Yeah.
I have never
Did you
seen
see him after the game?
I have never seen him as miserable as I've seen him in that suite, Rick.
Because
never.
They had no fire.
Nothing,
they were
Rick.
ill-prepared. They weren't playing physical. Even C.D. Lamb, who's from Louisiana.
And something's going on with him and
They
that.
were getting
Something-
pumped.
yeah.
Some DB
He
walked
pushed
up
him.
and he didn't do anything
C.D.
about
Lamb
it.
didn't do nothing, man. And that's the one guy you know going to talk trash is C.D. Lamb. Come on now.
They were beaten.
Look,
When they got down 2 scores, and obviously by 3, they were beaten.
I can't see how McCarthy, I could be dead wrong. I cannot see how McCarthy survives this. Jerry Jones' ego is too big. His ego is too big.
And he's
not shy
run
about
out of
firing.
time.
Yeah.
He's 80-something years
His
old.
ego is too big, Rick. And McCarthy has had 3, 4 chances to make
gone.
this ship right. To right
Speaking
this
of
ship.
being gone, you need to get over to the Max Bar and Grill at the National. How about that for a segue? Home to many things like start with prime steaks and burgers,
You
fresh
won't get
seafood,
fired.
hot gumbo, perfect right about now. Poor boy sandwiches, salads, and those husky wedge fries. Bar is perfect for winding down with a cold beer. Enjoy yourself at the Max in Westlake.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
We are back at the Sportsbook at
Yes.
La Berge. It's later in the week, gentlemen. It has been freezing cold.
It's going to get worse, Rick.
Bundle up. Be safe out there. If the roads
Yeah.
start getting icy or have been
How
icy.
do people live in this all the time?
Hey, check out Kansas City. Minus
Yeah.
27 wind chill.
That's crazy.
Did you see the chip of Pat Mahomes'
When he
helmet?
got hit, it came.
The
a piece of
helmet
it-
cracked.
A piece of it came off. It
I've
was
never
that
seen
cold.
that.
Wow.
And he was hit helmet to helmet in that
Yeah.
playoff game.
I guess if I get it, I have to go back to leather helmets.
Oh, good idea. Another good suggestion. You needed a bell for that one. So, all right.
I don't know.
SoundOff brought to you by the A-Team of attorneys. That would be Lundy
Yes.
Law in Lake Charles. Also brought to you by J&J Exterminating, and SoundOff presented by La Berge Casino Resort, of course.
Yes.
Okay, gentlemen. In the next segment, I want to try to get deep into the NFL's not having a love affair, devaluing the NFL running back. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I want to get into that.
Okay, we can.
And it's in relation to this past weekend's playoff
We
game,
can.
where the running backs showed up.
They
as
did
they
show
do.
up. They did.
All right, let's get on the LSU
no doubt about that.
Tigers coaching staff.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean on you two guys.
Okay.
What the heck is taking so long
I don't know.
with this offensive coordinator
I don't
position?
know. I don't know.
The secondary as well,
Well,
still sitting out there. What's
supposedly,
going on?
and this might explain it, Brian Kelly was in Tuscaloosa over the weekend.
Was he talking possibly to a Tommy Reese?
No, he's talking to Saban. Get Saban to come visit.
Whatever. Yeah,
dingy,
yeah, Scooter.
dingy,
Yeah,
dingy.
Tommy
You're
Reese,
stealing my thunder, Scooter.
who, of course, Kelly wanted to bring with him from Notre Dame.
Right.
Reese stayed at Notre Dame. He went to Alabama for
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah,
And-
he left 1 year later.
Yeah, to join Saban's
Yeah, join
staff.
Saban.
And apparently, if that doesn't happen, I'm thinking they hire from within for the offensive coordinator job.
So
I
what
see
you're
your point.
saying
I
is
see your point,
you
Scooter.
have information and/or a gut feeling that Tommy Reese is at least being talked to by Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
Why not?
From
Yeah,
from
I
the
mean, there's
word, none of the Alabama staff is going to be retained
Okay.
Really?
by DeBose.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's got a good OC up there in Washington.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jason Grubb, I think his
Yeah.
name is.
Wow.
Good OC up
Wow.
there. Throw the ball all
Yeah.
over the yard. All right, so
But
that's
I,
a name.
but I
that's out
would
there.
be encouraged by what they've done so far defensively. I don't know if they hiring your guy for DB coach or not.
Hadn't had an interview, Scooter.
But what
Corey
you're
Raymond
seeing,
referring to.
what you're seeing with I want to say
Bo
not
Davis?
Bo Davis. I'm
Texas.
trying to about to say Bo Nix.
From
Bo
Texas.
Davis and defensive end coach from Missouri. Both of those specialize in getting pressure on quarterbacks, and
Yeah.
that was a big failing for LSU's defense. And one thing you could tell kind of frustrated Kelly last year.
Of course.
No,
Look,
that did, Scooter. I agree
I
with
mean-
that. That did.
Mekhi Wingo, NFL draft now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mason Smith, he hadn't shown me anything.
He
No.
came
In the-
on strong.
He
or
was
I'd
hurt
say
for a while. He was
strong.
hurt for a while.
He
Rick.
improved late in the year, but I agree with you.
I think he should have
He
stayed, but he's
needs
going to the
another
NFL.
year,
He does.
particularly with a good coach.
I agree.
A proven coach. But you know what? The guy has obvious potential.
He's a
And
big
you
man.
know what
No,
the
he
NFL
does.
And he can move.
What the NFL has shown over the years,
We can coach you.
they
We can.
will draft
Yeah.
on potential.
And look,
You're
they
right.
will.
Especially at that position.
And this is what I think when you find a coach that, and I know Kelly hadn't been there that long, but you got to retain some of those players that tell them that, you know what, it's not a good year. Why don't you come back and let's do
A
something
little bit
big?
more- Well,
You got to
I'm
do that.
sure
You got to
he
do
was
that.
told that.
And you
Kevin.
know, yeah, but Scooter, look at the guys
You
that Nick
can't
Saban.
arrest him and make him stay.
Look at the guys Nick
Kidnap
Saban
him
has
and hold
retained
him
when
there.
we thought they was going pro. Right or wrong?
Huh?
Look at some of the guys that Nick Saban bought back when we thought they were going pro. Scooter.
Yeah.
Come on
remember
now.
a bunch.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. of
So
them, Scooter.
look.
A lot of them.
Now, the latest hire on the staff is Bo Davis.
Bo Davis.
Respected defensive
Texas.
line coach from Texas.
Very respected.
And it is
LSU ties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it is a critical hire.
Yeah.
I mean, this
No, I'm
might
with
be.
you.
Am
I'm with you on
I
that.
completely off
I'm with
base?
you on that.
Because I looked at that defensive line. You said it earlier about the no
Yeah.
pressure.
Well,
I mean,
you
no
know,
pressure,
and
no pressure.
they had some stuff out of their control last year when they had to have an interim
I got you.
defensive
And then
line
they
coach
lost Wingo
who
for-
had really never played.
And they
coached
lost
them.
Wingo for what, 5 or 6
Yeah.
games?
Yeah.
Could the defensive line, Kevin, be depleted of more talent than even the secondary?
Don't say that.
I
please.
mean, think about
Because
it.
if we don't have a defensive line, we don't have a secondary. I'm gonna tell you like that.
Well, I
okay?
got it, but what is there? One starter coming
Because
back? Maybe
that-
one
that,
and a half?
That's got to get
It's-
fixed.
It's dire straits.
That's got to
man.
get fixed because I'm telling you, if you don't have pressure, that secondary is toast.
I
It's
did
toast.
not expect Mason Smith to declare. I was going
I didn't either.
Scooter's route.
I didn't
He
either.
should come back for another year and reestablish himself.
Well, you know, like I said,
But he's a big body.
yeah.
I'm
Some
just
of the
saying.
things we look at and we say we wonder why is that
Bo
happening?
Davis, great hire.
No,
but
it
boy,
is.
he's got some work to do,
He
man.
does. He does.
And they're going to have to hit that portal again.
He does.
They're going to have to hit that portal again.
He does.
All right, think about this, guys. If Jim Harbaugh now that Kalen DeBoer is in Tuscaloosa at Alabama, succeeding the great one, Nick Saban.
Yeah.
If Jim Harbaugh goes to the NFL, to whoever, both national championship teams
Don't have a coach.
will be out of head coach. Has that ever happened?
Yeah,
Both
Rick.
of them?
I think it's going to happen, Rick.
Well, I think it will.
I think it's going to happen,
Coaches
Rick.
complain about the players' portal.
Yeah.
There's a coaching portal too.
Now, you know what the thing is? This is my deal. How many players is he going to take from Washington? You thought about that? Have you
If
thought
I'm
about
correct,
that?
as we're sitting here later in the
Because
week,
the portal opens up when that coach leaves. Am I right?
yes, they have an opportunity to go.
Yeah.
You're right. And same thing for Saban.
And several Alabama players have already
Well, I
jumped.
heard
I think they know why,
the
too.
biggest one is that Bond, that Isaiah Bond, the
Yeah.
receiver.
Yes.
He
Yes.
went to Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Because he likes Steve Sarkisian
Yeah.
and he likes
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So again, there might be some Alabama exodus and Washington exodus.
Think about that, Rick. I want to go with a guy that knows me.
Okay, interesting. And that's why Saban left. Just this free agency
Rick,
movement of players
How
in
do you
college
get around
football.
that? But how do you get around it? Pandora's box is open.
Speaking of
how do you
Alabama,
get around that?
I'm not comparing these guys. I'm not comparing them at all. But Auburn brought in this Brian Harsin a couple of years ago, like
Yeah.
3 years ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was kind of a West Coast kind of guy. He was coaching in Boise
Yeah.
State.
I'd forgotten all
Didn't
about
fit
him.
in. Remember, they chased him out of Auburn pretty much. They did. Alabama brings in a guy that is really kind of West Coast. California, Washington.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna fit?
he coached in South Dakota too. And
I'm just saying the western side of the country.
Sioux
Western-
City is on the Missouri
I'm
River.
just saying, it's the West.
Look.
I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. I think DeBoer, he's just a different cat, I think.
He
just
is,
look at
he
it.
is, Rick. He
I
is
just think
different.
he has a different
No,
persona.
no, I'm with you on that, Rick. He didn't
And I
fit.
think he's going to love having Nick Saban right around the corner. I do.
See,
I do.
I can't see how Nick would leave.
We got to
from
run.
that.
We got to go to break.
We do.
More sound off when we come back. Stay right here.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
Well, it's been a spunky show so far. It's been spunky.
Yes,
the
it
man
has.
wants the bell back, by the way.
Hell, he brought
Get
that
the
up. Can you
bell
believe
back.
that? That's
The
who gets the
dingy
answer.
bell.
Whoever can ding it first.
He wants to interrupt.
I'm
He
pretty
wants to
quick.
shut you up. That's
I'm pretty
all.
quick, though, Scooter. I'm pretty quick, man. I don't know.
All right,
Bring
hey
in a
guys.
muzzle next
We've covered a lot of ground.
Yes.
All right. The Legacy Center. Our production schedule came before the Monday night game against Lamar.
Yeah.
Bad weather,
So-
icy roads. I think they sold enough tickets.
You think so?
To be yet another third or
Sellout?
fourth sellout
I'm
at the
sure they
Legacy
did.
Center. Now,
and you know what?
I don't know if they're going to put them in, but with the bad weather earlier in the week.
I mean, but you
Yeah,
got both
probably
teams
not.
undefeated.
Coach,
That's
I'm
a reason
sure
to
there
go.
were some tickets sold in Lamar too.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
they
Sure,
travel
they
well.
don't want to make the
They
drive.
travel well.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the Cowboy basketball team, we mentioned it earlier in the week. I think it's a very cool deal. They got one vote. I know it's only one.
It is.
But they got a
It
vote
is.
for the AP National, not
Somebody
mid-major.
recognize you, but
Not
somebody
mid-major
recognize you,
now.
though, Rick.
This
That's
is
what
the
matters.
National AP Top 25 rankings
Somebody
in the
recognize
country.
you, though.
They picked
Somebody
up a vote.
recognize you.
Tell you what
Can't
helps
just
them
be.
too. Michigan got a big win. Because this isn't a very good Michigan.
Right.
It is
Right.
not.
Right.
It is
But
not.
they got a big win.
Yes.
Who was that again?
That
Yes.
helped them
And
too,
look,
in beating them. That
Ohio
helped them.
State. They got a big win.
In the end, who they have beaten are still good quality mid-majors.
No, it is.
Southern
It
Miss,
is. It
Western
is.
Carolina is going to be there at the end.
It is.
UL Lafayette. I know UL Lafayette maybe.
But I mean, Southern Miss, they won the conference last year.
They did.
I mean, Rick, that's
They
pretty
did.
good. That's
They
good
did.
company, man.
So
Come
anyway,
on.
the upper tier of the Southland, and I'm talking about the Southeastern is still going to be there. Nichols.
Yeah.
Lamar upset this past weekend,
Yeah.
beat Nichols in overtime. So Nichols will be UNO and Corpus Christi. They're all going to come in and just
I agree, Rick.
battle
Yeah,
tooth and
it
nail.
is gonna be
It is
good, man.
basketball.
It's going to be good.
I mean, you can have an off night. I agree with you. McNeese has shown different ways to win.
They have.
But look,
And
can
but
we
it-
Yep.
can we look at the elephant in the room, the three of us, and say this? This is the first year these guys have played together.
You keep
Come
saying
on,
that.
y'all.
You keep
We're
saying that.
We're not recognizing that, Rick.
You keep
Scooter.
saying that. I
This
got
is the
it.
first time these guys have played together.
But you know the one constant? I mean, Will Wade's is the overseer. He's Shahada Wells.
No doubt. I got to agree with you on that. I got to agree with you on
He
that,
is
Rick.
just a magnificent young man.
I got to agree with you. When Scooter told me he made the top 10, come on, dude.
No, he's talking about Christian Shoemaker.
Christian Shoemaker. I'm
Christian
sorry,
Shoemaker
Christian.
is all those
Made the
fancy
top-
dunks.
Shoemaker.
And
Made the top 10.
Shoemaker's a great player.
But that's part of the
But
equation.
boy, Shahada Wells, when you need a drive bucket and a plus
I agree
one,
with you. I agree with
that's
you.
the man. All right, let's stay with
They're
McNeese.
already throwing snowballs in
They
Buffalo.
got more snowballs. All right. We need the bell to get him back on track. And
Yeah.
McNeese Cowgirls softball. Not too easy to start talking
Coach
about softball.
Landrino.
They opened up practice this past week. Gentlemen, I don't know how you do this, but their schedule, they open up with 13 straight home games.
That's crazy.
Well, it's
13
two things that
straight
work
home
there.
games.
Two things that work there. They've gotten better.
Yes, they got reputation.
They've got some brave. Plus, when you start baseball and softball season, it's like playing in Buffalo.
That's right. The Southern
Yeah.
teams.
You can,
You're right.
you know, a so-called baseball, softball
Right.
mid-major, if such thing exists.
I agree.
You can bring some Big Ten
And their schedule includes 3 tournaments, 3 of these little
Yeah,
mini tournaments.
yeah.
And they're bringing in 3-time
That's a
reigning
lot.
national champion
Oklahoma.
yeah. Now that
These girls are special.
That's
Rick, let me tell you
impressive.
something. And
That
you know
is,
what?
that's going to be cool in
And Coach-
mid-February, by the
and-
way.
And Coach Landrino said, he's been on the show a number of times, he said, we want those games.
And he's
we
got
want
'em.
those type games. And
All
you
right.
got to take your head up to it.
Let's move
do
to
that.
the subject that I wanted to talk about.
Here we
seems
go.
Like for the last 3 years, the NFL has
Uh-oh.
continually devalued the running back through.
It's been years,
not,
Rick.
Not
It's been
drafting them
years.
very high outside of
been
Atlanta's
years.
Bijan Robinson. Remember him?
It's
the
been
Falcons
years,
took him in.
Rick.
They fight tooth and nail on contracts. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
You know the story.
Yeah.
They have devalued the running back. But every coach will tell you, I want balance. We need to run the ball.
have to have that,
You got to
Rick.
have and you can't do it always with a 4th, 5th, or 7th round draft pick.
You can't.
You need an elite
Well,
running back.
I
back there.
disagree with you, at least for what the NFL's thinking is. I don't think they have devalued
They
it
have,
as
but
much
explain.
as they have decided it's interchangeable.
But
Well,
it's not.
but let
It
me say
really
this.
If
isn't.
you have
It
an
isn't.
offensive line, you can run the ball, and it
okay.
doesn't matter who
Yeah.
you put back there.
But do you
Or
think,
I say doesn't matter, but there are enough good ones to go around.
let me answer this
Boy.
question, Scooter, and I'm going to tell you.
The difference maker position, other than obviously quarterback, you can't win without
Yeah.
a quarterback. But other than that, the difference makers now are the wide receivers.
Let me
I know
say
there's
this.
a lot of
I'm
passing.
going to help Scooter a little bit.
But look what's going on in the
Green
playoffs.
Bay does not beat Dallas without that running
Aaron
game.
Jones.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Without Aaron Jones, Green Bay does not
All right,
beat
and the
Dallas.
Colts-
Was Aaron Jones the reason, or was the offensive
Well, it's the
line
ultimate team
reason?
game,
I mean,
Scooter.
Scooter, you know,
I
that's-
get
that's-
that, but I
that's-
think you concentrate. If you have a good offensive line, the running back's interchangeable.
Oh, I disagree. Look, 7th
I
round
don't
draft
know.
pick of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Aaron-
He was 251st. Isaiah Pacheco. He runs like
Yeah,
a maniac.
he does.
He's an exception.
Pacheco, he does, Rick.
He's an
He
exception.
does.
What
He
the
does.
49ers can do without Christian McCaffrey.
No, you.
They will
Yeah,
not be
but
with
he's
Debo,
different.
Debo, I mean,
He's different.
He's not a running back, but
Well,
I got you.
but he's-
Alvin
yeah, but he's-
Kamara,
I mean,
Saquon Barkley.
Kamara,
all these-
same way. He catches the ball a
Oh my
lot.
God. When you put the ball in his hands on a running play, when he makes
think-
that special move,
Yeah,
he
but
gets
I'm
you on
saying
5 or
was-
8 extra yards.
But he and McCaffrey both, they catch a lot of
They
passes.
do. I'm talking about strictly
They're
running.
different weapons.
But, okay, but
They're
Derrick
different.
Henry.
Now,
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, yeah, he runs the ball. Now,
See,
let me
every
say,
time I say somebody, you
wait,
come up
wait,
with.
wait, look,
Ding.
look.
I never, for all
Look.
I've said, I will say, I think things like this are cyclical.
I don't think it is.
And it will,
I don't.
It'll come back.
Do you think Drew Brees has a great year in New Orleans without having a running back?
Alvin Kamara. They got
I wanted him to say the
round.
name, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it, Scooter. That's what helps Drew Brees. I mean, you had Alvin Kamara. That's what helps.
The shelf life of running backs in the NFL is shorter. The Barry Sanders for 12 years may not happen ever again.
You cannot
Adrian
beat that.
Peterson, Eric Dickerson, and all those guys, maybe they won't go that long.
Now, look.
But, boys, you get a good one for 6, 7, 8 years, they should not be
The point that
devalued.
I can make that Scooter may be trying to make, and this is easy to say, guys, Dallas Cowboys.
I don't need you to talk for me.
Wait. Dallas Cowboys, when you had Tony Dorsett and Emmitt Smith, they had the biggest offensive line in the league.
Yes.
That's what answers your question,
Special
Scooter.
talent at running back.
Okay.
You have to
That's
have
what
a
answers
special
your question,
talent.
Scooter.
Look what happened over the weekend in the wild card round. Look what happened. The KC Chiefs leaned on Pacheco and
They had to have
Edwards-Helaire.
Pacheco. He was the reason.
Aaron Jones was a factor.
He was the reason why.
The running backs in postseason play are a factor. And I'll throw this out at you. 7 of the top NFL rushers, 7 of the top 10 all made the playoffs. What does that tell
Rick,
you?
Rick, I got to give it to you, man.
Devalued, and it shouldn't be that way.
I totally agree with
Hail
you.
the running backs.
Hey, all the way.
Hail the running backs.
That's
We're
it.
out of time.
Yes,
Gidry,
we are.
Hobbs, and Sarah.
Always.
We appreciate you joining us right here.
Have a
Don't
safe
forget,
week,
check
guys.
us out on YouTube, CBSLakeCharles.tv. See you next time, everybody.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.